right. Welcome back to another Lone Angler podcast. I am your host, Patrick Patches Olson. Number 177. It's been a while since I've called out the episode number. I hope you guys are all doing great. It's going to be, Tuesday morning? And, hey, man, I don't really have a whole hell of a lot to talk about. I did try to do this episode number, or this episode. I tried something new, and I had this great idea that I was going to go for a walk and I would do this podcast, or this episode anyway. And I did that. The problem is it was only 19 minutes long. And I learned that I have a difficult time walking, talking, and thinking about what I want to talk about while I walk. Wrap your head around that for a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I will drop in a small chunk of my little adventure walking and trying to do a podcast.
Not this time, baby. I'm out on the streets. Wild. Excuse me. I'm still out of shape, Just because I'm dieting doesn't mean I'm magically skinny. I'm still fat as shit.
Just cracked me open I'm into this new sparkling water. Well, it's new to me, but it's bubbly, not a sponsor. Bubbly Bounce. Caffeinated sparkling water. Blood orange grapefruit. Blood orange. That just sounds metal as hell. And that's probably why I bought it. We're going to give her a little sip. And yeah, it's still freaking good. I don't know, man. As I talked about in previous podcasts that, I'm on this weight loss lifestyle change. A lot of people call it a weight loss journey, and I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not a journey, because every day is a fucking journey. But what I've been doing, it's just become second nature now. I did recently upgrade the kitchen. I know I'm probably like 10 years late on this trend, but I finally got a hold of an air fryer. And you guys weren't shitting when you said the thing is amazing and they use it all the time. I've only used this thing a couple times. I haven't had too much time to play around and try to cook a bunch of stuff. And my understanding in looking at purchasing an air fryer and being the YouTube junkie that I am, watching several videos on it, and it sounds right up my alley. And it also sounds like there's no set like time. There's even the air fryer that I got, it's a Crux GG, which I found out stands for Ghetto Gastro or Gastro Ghetto or something like that. It's a collaboration. Anyway, it's a really cool looking air fryer. But even in the instruction manual with that air fryer, it just gives you like these, general guidelines, cooking just stuff. Okay. And there's going to be a lot of trial and error with temperatures and times and all that kind of stuff. So I got a little notebook, dedicated notebook, because I'm also a pen and notebook junkie. I got a lot of weird things that I'm into. But anyway, so I've got that sitting up there by the air fryer, and I'm starting to document and take data, to write down data, so that I can replicate something when it turns out, instead of going, well, shit, what did I have that at? Or what have I tried if I'm trying to improve something? But yeah, the air fryer is going to be instrumental on changing up some different recipes that I've been doing and all that good stuff. I just wanted to touch on my progress so far. I am in the low 290s now. I started out like 324. I'm in the low 290s. I'm guessing, fingers crossed, if I pay my dues and I put in my time at the gym, that I'll be in the high 280s, possibly mid 280s. I'm not going to put any pressure on myself because that's how failure ends up happening. Guy gets frustrated because you didn't hit the number, and you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll get some Reese's peanut butter cups. But I have found substitutes that are better, excuse me, than my favorite Reese's peanut butter cups. Quest makes peanut butter cup. Now you get, even though it says Quest and they got all this protein and shit in it, and they're usually in the health section of the grocery store, doesn't mean it's like, well, fuck, I can take down the whole box. No, there's still calories and fat and all that kind of stuff you got to take into consideration. So those are, on reserve for when I have those deep guttural cravings. I don't usually keep them in the house. I've located them in my local Holiday gas station. Boy, I am just dropping brand names like a son of a gun, huh? Man, think I'd do this. Doug would just be pulling out the 3 hairs he's got left, screaming I should be getting paid for all this advertisement. Yeah, well, whatever. I'm just a little tiny micro speck in the world of the internet. But yeah, man, just here to do a quick little weekend wrap up, so to speak. I went ice fishing. Yeah, believe it or not, I went ice fishing. 4th time since the ice showed up here in, I don't know, late November, early December, whenever it was. We just had a really crummy winter, but man, I did. I made it out. Crafty and I met up at his place. Boom, we headed out of town to go check a weed line, and it was a great time. Now, we did not run across the flavors that we were looking for. We were looking for bluegills and crappies and some rock bass. Not gonna lie, I was there. I'm gonna be honest with y'all right there. I could give 2 shits about bluegills and crappies. I was there for some giant rock bass. There are giant rock bass that cruise the weed line in this particular lake. I may have led on the crafty man to believe that I was amped up for bluegills. I'm sure I'll get a phone call at some point saying, hey, you know what? That was dirty. Am I going to apologize for it? Perhaps. But at the end of the day, it's just fish. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Whoa. I'm doing a little recording on the GoPro here. I'm trying to do some TikTok stuff, some YouTube stuff, to try to help grow the podcast a little bit. Probably doesn't help the growth when I'm not putting out episodes consistently on certain days. We'll get there. We'll get back on track. It's just a lull in the action. Till then, you're just going to have to put up with my boring stories of what I did over the weekend and so on and so forth. Anyway, I had a great time. We walked out. It was probably 3/4 of a mile, maybe a little bit less, 0.7, according to a brain farted right there. According to the Navionics, the almighty Navionics, and its supreme accuracy. Anyway, we walked out that far. I held up rather well, and in the walking out there, I kept thinking about, myself just a few months ago, how I'd be winded and absolutely dead dog tired, and that wasn't the case. That was not the case. Now, I was walking rather slow and being cautious in the fact that I didn't want to slip and blow out a knee, because then I couldn't go to the gym, and that would be a major downer. But either way, we got out there. We fished anywhere from, I think, 4.5 to 12 feet, kind of bouncing around in there. We checked in what we call an inner weed line, and then we pushed out even out further into the lake, really close to deep water. and tried out there for a little bit. I dumped a rather large fish. He actually stole one of my jigs that I tied up over the winter, which was a cool feeling. I was catching a bunch of perch, caught me a nice eater walleye, as they say, eater walleye. It was like 16, 17 inches maybe. Could be a little bit less. I don't really know. Yeah, I let him go, of course. He's out of season, but it was kind of a nice little surprise. I told him I had no interest in eating him, even if it was in season. What else did I catch besides a bunch of perch, a walleye? I dumped, oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. I lost a jig to what I think it felt like a rather big largemouth. He just didn't have the head shakes and the super fast darting action of a northern pike, which I caught one of those too, just a little fella. And that was kind of wild because I caught him in about 7 feet of water. And we were trading blows going back and forth. And all of a sudden there's slack line. And I thought I lost him. And here he was like one of Elon Musk's rockets right at the bottom of the hole. And he was headed straight into the atmosphere. He actually jumped out of the hole. And the whole time I had slack line. Thought I lost him. That was wild. I walked over him. I looked at him. He looked at me. We both laughed. I said, let me get that jig out of your face. And I returned him to the ocean. It was fantastic. Had a great time. And I walked back in. I left the spot early. The wind was picking up. I was getting a little cold. And that was another thing that I noticed too. I dressed how I would have normally dressed, not taking into consideration that I'm, minus, 26 pounds or 28 pounds, whatever it is. Not keeping super close, accurate tabs on that. But I get cold, man. I get cold easy. And I decided, well, since I'm walking slow and being cautious, I'll take off first so that he's not sitting in the truck waiting for my dumb ass. And made the long walk back and just reflected on the moment. I reflected on it so hard that I was going to stop about halfway and wait for Crafty. And I didn't. I climbed over the pressure ridge, which was rather interesting. And that was a little scary. It was a little spongy there. But I know that the water underneath there is only like 2 feet deep. Not a big deal. But I got over that pressure ridge, which was only maybe 30 yards from shore. And I looked back and Crafty was still way out there. But he was coming in, but he was still quite a ways out there. And I was reflecting on, man, I had a lot of fun. At the same time, I still have no regrets of not really ice fishing this winter through the heart of the winter because it just sucked. The weather was just that brutal. But I really had a good time when I went out there. So much so that my plan was on Saturday to go out by myself and do a little hole punching, which I didn't do because like fall, spring is very much the same way around here in the Bemidji area. A lot of winds, a lot of high winds. And you would think, it's 38 degrees. Who cares about the wind? Well, you handle a few wet fish and the hands get rather cold quickly. Hey, maybe I'm a little soft, okay? Maybe I didn't harden up over winter. But it is what it is, and so I didn't really go out, man. Nope. Saturday, I spent the majority of my day on the internet researching streamer patterns because, like I mentioned on the previous podcast, looking forward to trying to catch some walleyes on the fly rod. So because I'm a new fly tire, I almost screw that up every time I say it. I almost say tie flyer, but it's a fly tire. I need to look these things up. Plain and simple. I did get my supplies in. Got me some new hooks and some, I think they're called living eyes or something like that. Some eyes. I've got some ideas. I reached out to a fellow fly angler and old fish addictions buddy, Mr. Josh Clausen. Reached out to him, checked on him. We talked about making some streamers and stuff. He gave me some pointers. I'm excited to implement those at the old workbench. So that was pretty much my Saturday. I went to the gym. Had leg day. Did a little leg work like an idiot after walking. Well, we walked 3/4 of a mile out on the lake and then 3/4 of a mile on the way back in. So that's a mile and a half, plus the walking around along the weed line. According to my watch, man, it was like 4.5 miles, supposedly. Or that's what I had done during the day. So, I went in kind of Saturday to the gym forgetting about all of that. Now, mind you, I have pretty bad arthritis in the old knees, in both of them. I decided, hey, it's going to be leg day, man. Let's work on some legs. Float tube season's coming up. Let's put some muscles on. Let's condition. Let's build some stamina in those things. Because those are your outboards, man. And if I'm going to be working weed lines and weed beds for walleyes with a fly rod on Bemidji, I need to have some longevity in the legs. And everything was great until Sunday morning. Sunday morning came with a vengeance. And you would have swore I broke both my legs. The knees just swelled up bad. And I didn't injure them. It's just swelling from irritation, the arthritis, the bone spurs in my knees. And so Sunday was a rather slow day. That's my weekend wrap up. It was a good time, though. It was a good time. I recently dug out. Well, no, that was partly on Sunday. That's, Sunday I pretty much pulled a goblin shift and just, pretty much stayed inside, putzed around, organized some stuff, realized I have a pile of fishing equipment that I think I need to part ways with. And here's where I'm at a dilemma. I'm no longer on Facebook. I miss Facebook Marketplace for that service. That's the only thing I miss. And I'm contemplating, should I log back in just to sell this shit on Marketplace and then say, peace, and I'm out of there forever. Just shut her down. I don't know. Or do I just say, hey, friend, put my shit on Marketplace for me? That's kind of where I'm leaning, because I just don't even want to log back in there. But anyway, I got a nice little pile of stuff, and I'll figure out where to post that or let you guys know what I have for sale. But the whole reason was I dug out the float tube once again. This time I inflated it, held air perfectly. Then I got to thinking about, I made a few sketches here and there. I'm trying to design a nice little rod rack, something to carry an extra pole or two. Nothing super crazy. The dog leash is here. Got that. Yep, I got a retractable dog leash. I think it's 26 foot. That's going to be my anchor rope. If you think about it, it's kind of a slick maneuver. Yeah. I don't have to manage much. The only thing I'll have to manage is an extra 10-foot piece of rope if I need to. It's got a clip on each end. And then I can, if I need more, I can just clip. We're good to go. Now, an anchor for a float tube is only 3 to 5 pounds. Don't need much. And as far as letting out slack because it's super windy, I'm not going to be out in my float tube if there's that kind of wind that I have to let out 50 feet of anchor line just to keep me in the area. No, I won't even be out. But I was just, I had to blow up the float tube to take a look to see where I want to mount this thing, how I want to mount this thing. Then I made some sketches for some rod holders. The rod holder sketches that I'm working on, I want the rods to lay horizontal with the water. I don't want them sticking up like, antennas. Is that plural? Or is it antennae? Or is it antenna? Like a bunch of antennas. We'll just say that. I want them kind of laying down, especially if I'm fly fishing. I don't want anything sticking up behind me or off to the side of me because, I am a noob, a rook, as they say to the fly fishing world. And the last thing I need is to tangle shit up beyond all repair. So I want, if I'm going to have some extra fly or have an extra fly rod or have some of my Elliott 44 Evolution series rods I can have them laying down, not in the water, but just above the water, hanging off the side of the tube, but right there, parallel with the water surface. Yeah, that's the plan anyway. And like I said, I'm not looking to take 7 rods with me. Be no more than 3. 3 would be maximum. 3 would be more or less I'm going out all day and I'm going to be targeting multiple different species, with the fly rod and or a casting and spinning rod. So, that was kind of fun. And it's just, I can't wait to go kick the old tube around. Meanwhile, in the same breath, I've got a good friend, a new friend, Mr. Tyler Winter, Buffalo_catcher from Instagram, bugging me if I've been fishing suckers yet, which I really want to do that. And apparently he's getting them down there because the water's 41 degrees. I don't know. That's another thing I think I need to invest in is some sort of it doesn't have to be crazy expensive. Just a meat thermometer would work probably. I think that's what Tyler had sent me because I'd asked him. He had posted a picture on Instagram of, the water temperature. And I was like, hey man, tell me about that thermometer. And you said, man, it's just a meat thermometer. Okay. Duly noted. I might have to pick one of those up because, I could probably find some suckers and catch those suckers on suckers. I'm saying that a lot. I could probably catch a few of them guys on the old rod and reel, just with a little bit of crawler action on the bottom. Be super fun. I know they fight like crazy. And I've talked before about wanting to just go up to the Rainy River and just target suckers while everybody's fishing for giant walleyes, which, hey, you can get giant walleyes fishing for suckers too. Because it works both ways. A lot of guys end up getting giant suckers fishing for walleyes. So, hey, why not, right? I think it would be super fun. So, maybe this weekend coming up, that was the old GoPro shutting down. Maybe this weekend coming up, I will throw a little petro in. I might do the $5 splash because that, $4 a gallon. I'd get me a gallon and a quarter, I suppose. I don't know. I don't want to do the math right now. You do the math. Let me know how off I was. Anyway, it'd throw a little bit over a gallon in there. And yeah, maybe go and look for some sucker action. I don't know. We'll see. I do want to know what you guys have in mind for the opening of fishing. That's always a fun subject. But being the weird guy that I am, how about let me know if there's something new that you want to try, whether it's a new technique or go after a new species. Might be kind of interesting. I always try to do something new, and right now we all know the fly fishing thing, and I'm going to keep talking about it because I'll probably do it for a long time. But here's, maybe not even just fishing. Let's go outside of fishing, and now that summer's approaching, and I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say the S word. But we're all looking forward to summertime. So what besides fishing, is there anything new that you guys want to try this summer? I was at work today. I was talking about I think Sundays are going to be my designated disc golf day. I've literally played disc golf one time in my entire life. I was living in Kentucky when I did play it, so that was a long time ago. And we just played with a old plastic frisbee, and I had a great time. Haven't played it since. Now on TikTok, I've come across a bunch of disc golf videos, and it looks really cool. The part that attracts me to it is it's not a large investment into discs, and these courses are like in the woods. I've been golfing before, and you're in the wide open, blazing hot sun. And even though I'm still, quote unquote, husky, back then I was even huskier, and that shit was hot. It was kind of miserable. So, you know, being that disc golf, a lot of these disc golf courses are through the woods and over swamps and all kinds of crazy shit that I've seen. Hey, why not? Why not give it a try? And from what I've heard right here in Bemidji, there's a great disc golf course. And I know there's one over in Hibbing by where my parents live. And in the small community where I grew up, Side Lake has a disc golf course. And a majority of these things are free from my understanding. So I think Sundays are going to be disc golf days, man. And that's something I've never done before. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm kind of looking forward to that, especially when the young Jedi gets here. Little Miss Ellen. We'll go out and we're going to float tube fish like crazy. She wants to camp. We've talked about that. But I'm going to surprise her with a little bit of disc golf. I'm also going to surprise her with a little inquiry, if you may. So a quick flashback to Sunday when I was just milling around the Goblin's Den here, kind of going through things and making shit piles for shit to sell and whatnot. I come across a deck, an open deck, really good condition of classic Uno cards, man. And being that they were open, I was curious to make sure, I wonder if they're all here. Well, lo and behold, there's one card missing, a blue number 1. Blue number 1. There's only one culprit. She's 9 years old. She's 9 years old now. Probably had this deck since she was really little. I'm going to hold her to it, though. I'm going to rake her over the coals over it. Kind of. I'm going to buy a new deck, but we'll just keep these as spares in case any other cards come up missing. But it was kind of funny. I chuckled because I sat here for like a half an hour, organized them all by color, then put all those colors in order. Then I had a separate pile for the wilds, the draw 4s, the skips, the take 2s or whatever. Yeah, it was quite the satisfying of the OCD ADHD combination that I probably live with. But like I said, I'm going to hold her to it. I'm going to bug her about it. And then I'm going to laugh. She's going to get upset. And then I'm going to laugh. And then she's going to get even more upset. But I'm going to continue to laugh. And then I'll just pull out the new game piece and be like, hey, I'm your dad. I'm supposed to do stuff like that. I'm supposed to aggravate you. And then she'll laugh and then hug me and say, you're a turd. And I'll say justified. Hey, we got an incoming call. Matter of fact, it's my daughter. It's my daughter. Hello? Hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
Well, hey, guess what, Ellen? I was just talking about you.
In what?
Well, you're on the Lone Angler podcast.
Right now?
Right now.
Hello, everybody.
There she is. Hey, and I just got done telling them what I'm going to do to you when you get here this summer. But since you decided to call me, which I'm going to bust your chops a little bit right now. Are you ready for this?
Uh-huh.
So yesterday, which would have been Sunday, right? I was like, hey, girl. And you're like, I'm pooping. You sent poop emojis. I don't know if you really were or not.
I was.
Oh my God, that's so gross. You're telling the entire internet right now that you're texting your dad that you're throwing a log. And that's pretty gross. It's also kind of funny because that's where our humor lies, right? Anyway, I was just telling him I've been kind of, cleaning up the old Goblin's Den, and I found this pack of Uno cards.
How did that get there?
Do these look familiar to you?
No.
I found them in a drawer, and they're kind of opened, right? You see that? You see that? Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, since they're open, and I have what I affectionately call you, I have a slippery, greasy weasel. Yeah, that'd be you. I was like, I'm going to go through and make sure all the cards are here. Well, guess what? Guess what? There's one missing.
Oh my God, I wonder where that could be.
Well, that's why I'm asking you right now. You know what? The card that's missing out of this entire thing is a blue number 1. Where is it?
I have no idea.
That's not a good enough answer. You need to think really hard and really fast.
In my closet.
You think so?
Yeah.
Are you just saying that to try to avoid the persecution?
No.
God. Well, you know what? When you get here, we're not doing anything until you find the blue number 1.
No.
Well, then you better text me within the next 3 days of where that card is.
No.
You're way younger, man. Your brain is way sharper than mine. What are you doing?
I'm trying to plug my iPad in, but it's not working.
Do you have lint in the hole?
They're not funny.
Oh, kind of like it in
I'm
your...
plugging my iPad in. I have the big plugged in. I have the little one plugged in. And it doesn't have a lightning bolt on the charging pad.
Oh, unplug it. And then turn the lightning part. Now turn it over. Just rotate it and then plug it in. Yep. Give that a try.
Nope.
Oh, you know what?
And it's the pink cable.
Yeah, there was a recent... did you update your iPad recently?
Yes.
Bingo. That's the deal, man. So here's what you need to do. Find the cord for your AirPods.
Oh, you can charge it with that?
Charge it with that cable because that's an authentic iPad charger. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, this is podcasting in its finest. We're doing Apple support.
Yeah.
We are on the hunt for a blue number 1 for the Uno cards. Ellen's going to find her cable. This is another test. She loves her electronics, but does I would say, fair to poor job of keeping charging cables organized.
True.
And she's FaceTiming me right now. And the view I have is her ceiling. So anyway, when she gets back, what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about some fishing, kind of catch up on what's going on down in the old Tennessee area. Maybe even catch up on some school stuff. You better get that booty back here, man. I can only like, there you go.
I can't find my charger. I gave it to my mom last because she was borrowing my AirPods. Gave her my charger.
Your mother was using your AirPods? I am going to fire off some text messages to her.
And
okay, you gotta stop moving that around, man. And then she does it even more. That's my kid. All right, hey. All right, settle down now. Let's let's go ahead and give us an update. What's been happening in Tennessee?
Well, for one fact, I'll tell you why I couldn't call you for 2 weeks.
So what's up?
I have just been really, really busy.
Really? Hey, why don't you go shut your door so you can talk a little bit louder? Or are you good? Are you good?
Mama, Dad needs to tell you something.
Turn him down, honey. Yeah.
Hi there, Mom.
Hi, Dad.
You're on the Lone Angler podcast, by the way.
Oh, what's up, everybody?
So,
Now we got the cool cats in the house. We can talk about some real shiz.
Wow. Okay. Hey, let's keep it civil here now. I was just given some information. Ellen, she updated her iPad, and the new iOS update is kicking out non-authorized charging cables, such as her little pink cable, so it's not going to work. I recently ran into this with a pile of Amazon Lightning cables. I said, hey, why don't you grab the charging cable for your AirPods and use that because that's an authentic Apple product. She comes back and says, hey, I can't find it. Then I hope you have an oil wrench or an oil filter wrench. She throws you under the bus and says, Mom borrowed my AirPods. She has the cable.
That's pretty typical.
You good at changing oil?
It's,
No, because she's got the cord right in her hand.
yeah.
Oh, how did that magically appear?
Yeah, it magically appeared because she looked for it.
Upstairs, I just put on my desk, and I magically found
Wow.
it. I guess
Penn and
Mama-
Teller.
guess Mama brought it back.
I think she, off camera, she just stood there and looked around and said, I can't find it.
That's exactly what happened. For the folks at
Unbelievable.
home.
Okay, well, I take everything back.
Happening. Okay, it's charging.
There you go. See? Dad with the troubleshoot, Dad with the win, Mom with the assist. Don't throw your mother under the bus, Ellen.
Okay, I won't throw my mother under the bus.
Yeah, she's got a pretty good habit of taking the plug out of the wall, but leaving it plugged into her iPad.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So let's tell the whole story here.
Right on, right on.
I was at CrossFit, and,
How's CrossFit going? How's CrossFit going? Give us an update on the old CrossFit.
good?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just good?
Besides my neck being dreadfully on fire.
Why is your neck on fire?
I don't know. I don't know what I did to it.
Too much Indian burn.
Wow, there's a hard edit. You forget this goes on the internet. Even though I'm tiny, I could still be sawed out and pitchforked.
I'm just trying to get you some ratings, man.
I don't need those kinds of ratings.
Are you sure?
You know, I don't want to. The only place I can host this is like 8 Channel or the dark web. CrossFit.
No, she's got some DOMs going on, hardcore.
What are those?
Delayed onset muscle soreness.
That's every day, man. That's every day here.
No, it's been hurting for like weeks.
Really? You know what, little girl? When I was young, you're not quite there yet, but my early teens, maybe even tweens, were excruciatingly painful in the fact of, it's called growing pains, and they hurt right in the knees.
Sure. Okay, Mama. Please stop rubbing your chin against my... I didn't know that tickles. Don't do that.
Just trying to get some squeak on here.
Yes, do it.
What? You're the one that it comes from.
Oh, no. I know. Where's Edgy?
All right.
Where's
Okay.
Edgy?
Hey, Ellen.
Yeah.
Ellen, you got to look this way, honey. I need to let you go so I can finish up this show. Thank you for stopping by.
Do it.
Thanks for stopping by.
And have a magical day.
You stay classy. Lone Angler Podcast.
Hey, I'm going to try. One quick thing, update for you ladies there. I'm guessing by the end of the week, Your dad is going to be in the 280s from 324.
80s were your favorite decade.
No, not really.
Wow.
The 2014 was probably my favorite. There was some awesome music, man.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
I don't know. I just picked some random year.
No,
Daddy?
No, baby, we have to go ask finish the podcast.
I Miss Ballerina Toes at your service.
Okay. Hey, you need to keep up your promises and call me when you want to call. And don't be texting me from the potty.
Okay.
All right, guys, I'll let you go. I'm going to finish this episode up.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you in about 4 months.
4 months? No. It could be sooner than that.
April, May, June. 3 months.
Somewhere around there.
2 months.
2
You know
months.
what? It's too late for math. All right.
I hear you. All right, guys, take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace
Love
out,
ya.
everybody.
Bye-bye now.
Bye, Dad. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye now. Bye-bye.
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 Bye now.
Oh, my
Bye.
God. You guys are
Bye-bye.
maniacs.
Bye now.
Bye. Oh, there we go. Hey, a little guest phone call from Ellen and her mom, Stephanie. Those guys are a lot of fun. I'm surprised her little sister didn't come bussing in there, too. She's a riot. Arnold's pretty cool. I mean, I have a Tennessee... Excuse me, that was rude. I have a Tennessee family. Pretty lucky to have that in my life. Anyway, that was quite the debacle. I hope you guys recovered from that. I'm kind of at a loss for words. It was just mayhem. As soon as I said you're on the Lone Angler podcast, shit just went downhill. And I'm not even famous. Unreal. Hey, I think that's going to about wrap it up for me. I want to give a big thanks to Panfish Pursuers P3 Plastics for supporting the Lone Angler podcast. Guys, head on over there. p-3plastics.com. Use the code OGSPUG15. Put some Lone Angler Pro Packs in your cart and save 15%. Now, those guys reached out to me. Hey, what profiles do you use the most? What colors do you use the most? I reluctantly divulged my secrets because, I guess there's no other better word for it. And they put together some Lone Angler Pro Packs. I'm really proud of them. And thank you guys for reaching out to ask me to do that. That was fantastic. So head on over there, p-3plastics.com. Get yourself some. They work all year round. And man, they just, panfish go crazy for them. I absolutely love them. Hey, huge thank you to Ridge Top Outdoors. Yes, local bait and tackle shop right on the south edge of town. 71 going north, Highway 2 going west and east. Right there by the overpass. Swing in there. Get yourself some crawlers when you're going to go sucker fishing. And tell them a Lone Angler sent you. They might give you a little something. Tell them I said hi, even though I stop there frequently. Ridge Top Outdoors, Bemidji, Minnesota. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to put together this mayhem, see what I can make of it. And you guys have an awesome week. Reach out to me. If there's something that you want me to talk about or give my 2 cents on, whether it be wooden nickels or whatever, I can do my best. And if I don't know, I'm just going to say, I have no friggin' idea. No idea. Yeah, and if you want to support the Lone Angler, you can do that through the sponsors. Or, hey man, hit me up on buymeacoffee.com. Or if you don't want to do that and sign up for that, I have my Venmo and Cash App links there. And if you drop me $5, I'll send you some stickers, some buttons, and I'll even draw something cool for you. Might be fishing related, might be character related. I'm no world-class artist, but I like to dabble. I might even make it color for you. I don't know. It's whatever I'm feeling at the moment. which is kind of fun. Like I said, I like to draw, and I like to give out art. So if that's something that interests you, check the description here of this podcast, and in there you'll see my Venmo and Cash App, buy me a coffee link, all that good stuff, and the links to the sponsors. All right, guys, with that being said, I'm out of here. I'm going to go slam this bubbly and call it a night. Have a good one. Talk to you all later.